Breaking news in Fayetteville. Police have arrested Avantae Deven and charged her with murder and kidnapping. She adopted Blake and London Deven, who've been missing for years. The police department says they now believe the siblings are dead. They also say the two, along with other children, were held in small rooms, starved and brutally beaten in that house.
We have live team coverage. WRAL's Heidi Kirk is explaining the evidence police say led to this arrest. We begin with WRAL's Chris Lovingood, who has been speaking with people connected to this case since police first announced the boy's disappearance. Chris?
Deborah, we know Avantae Deven had 5 children who she adopted, including one woman who used to go by the name Cherish Devin, but now goes by the name Bryanna Morrow. In fact, I talked to her not too long ago, and I want to play for the first time here in WRAL part of my conversation with her.
Bryanna Morrow talked to me last month in an interview we are now airing for the first time because Avantae Deven has been charged. Morrow described what she experienced.
Being locked in the bathroom, having to, if we weren't locked in a bathroom, having to use pails as the restroom. There were a lot of beatings because we would steal for food just to survive.
She spoke with me about the abuse she says they suffered.
She would just drag you down by your hair and beat you.
Fayetteville police say the children were forced to do paperwork, something Morrow says became their only way to get food.
The older you got, the more paragraphs you had to do. So by the time I was 15, I was doing from top to the page to the bottom of the page, and that would count as one page. So imagine one page, 2,000 pages.
She mentioned locks on the fridge and cabinets and being locked in the bathroom for long periods of time.
Days at a time. It was very horrible. There were days where we didn't go with showers. We didn't go with baths. The only time we could turn on the bathtub or the sink was to get water.
And those are just hard details to hear. But it's also been a hard day for Blake Deven's biological mother. In fact, I talked to her minutes after police had revealed that her son was dead.
It's been shock. It just took my breath away. I wasn't expecting to hear about 2 remains at the time.
And again, that was Blake's biological mother you heard from there. But today, what's also a new point of this is we're seeing Avantae Deven for the first time today. In fact, she's the adoptive mother and the woman accused of these murders. And right now, WRAL's Heidi Kirk is in the neighborhood where Avantae Deven lives. And Heidi, you were in the exact same room with me today as police were revealing what exactly happened here.
Chris, and today when police shared those jarring details, it was just absolutely a shock to hear some of those things. Now, Avantae Deven was booked here at the Cumberland County Jail where I'm standing earlier today, and now she's facing 7 charges for the murder of Blake and London Deven.
Fayetteville police say it all started with a call about a mental health crisis at Avantae Deven's home on Berriedale Drive. As police investigated, the person in crisis said the last time they'd seen their brother, Blake, was 5 years ago. And that led to the appalling details we learned today about how they say Avantae treated all 5 of her adopted kids.
Avantae Deven is said to have kept them in small rooms in complete darkness at times. They were given little food. They were given little or no food.
Starvation and torture. That's how Fayetteville police say Blake Deven died years ago at the family's first Fayetteville home on Eichelberger Drive.
We believe he was mentally abused. He was physically starved, and his body could no longer take the inhumane treatment. Then, Avantae developed a plan to hide Blake's remains, and she forced another person in the household to participate.
They say London Deven, who was an adult with special needs, died the same way. Her remains found in a burn bin at their current home. Avantae is facing charges of 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of concealment of death, 1 count of kidnapping, and 2 counts of felony child abuse. These images sent to us by a viewer show the scene outside her home this morning when she was arrested. The vehicle in the driveway towed away, and animal control on the scene.
Now, Devin has her first court appearance tomorrow at 2:30 here in Cumberland County. Chris?
And Heidi, you know what? Today I actually made a call to the last person listed as Avantae Deven's lawyer. I asked if there was any sort of comment when the person on the other end of the line answered. And they said right now that lawyer is currently at a medical leave. But anytime I have tried to ask for details, I've been told from that office, no comment. And again, just to reiterate what Heidi was talking about a little bit ago, this all sort of kicked off because of that mental health crisis call. A boy telling Fayetteville police that he had not seen his brother, Blake Deven, in 5 years. And that point right there is just the start of a lengthy timeline of events.
So disturbing. Chris, thank you. Public documents reveal Blake Deven was reported missing in January of this year. Fayetteville police did not ask for help to find him until March 2nd. A month later, April 4th, police added the boy's sister, London Deven, to the search. And on April 8th, the FBI agents and police officers searched the home on Berriedale Drive where officers say the children lived. On April 12th, the department found partial skeletal remains that would take weeks or months to identify, they said. We have a full timeline, including much more from before the children were reported missing, on WRAL.com.